What's up and welcome back to the Kinda Funny Gamescast for Thursday, June 26, 2025. Of course, I'm your host, Tim Geddes. I'm joined today by Blessing Adeoye Jr., Greg Miller.
Parade Saturday.
There is a parade Saturday. Do you want to talk about that?
No, I put in housekeeping for you.
Okay, cool. We'll get there in a second. Thank God. And rounding out the group today is a very special guest. You might know him from the super awesome movie Novocaine that if you didn't see in theaters, it must be streaming at this point. Go support it wherever it's streaming. He's also the Prince of the Saiyans, Jack Quaid.
Prince of the Saiyans?
He's the Prince of the Saiyans.
It's me, Vegeta, Prince of the Saiyans.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is this a reference? If you don't know about this bit, it's a very long walk to get to explain it.
Welcome to every kind of funny joke ever. Go for it, Jack. Explain it to Bless.
It was Austin, who is it?
Austin Creed,
Austin Creed, yes. Who I've met a few times. He's a very nice guy. But you guys called him, I think, for your anniversary or for some reason, you guys called him, and his voicemail, like outgoing message is like, "You have not reached Austin, but you have reached me, Vegeta, Prince of the Saiyans." It's just a very nerdy, incredible voicemail. And I think Greg had told me that at some point during that Gamescast or whatever it was that he'd be calling me. So I was like watching the stream just to see what you guys were talking about. And then I heard that voicemail. And then when Greg called me, I just tried to recreate that voicemail as best I could. And now every time you guys call me, I just start with like, you think you reached Jack Quaid, but you have in fact reached me. But it's just very.
That's perfect.
I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z, but
it's the most, hey, how do I get Greg to stop calling me thing?
It's perfect.
A lot of people haven't figured it out. They yell at me, they bully me. That just encourages me. The Vegeta thing, I'm like, I'm not doing this again, Quaid.
No, call me. I want to see how I can heighten this for like, and a call from Greg Miller and from Kind of Funny is just a treat. So every time.
Oh, yo.
Jack, how are you doing? Before we get into all the show and stuff, what's going on in your world?
Oh man, I'm here in Toronto. We are shooting The Boys' final season. I have 4 days left of shooting, which is crazy. Just
it's
4.
So hard.
I mean, this honestly was like a percentage of your life, right? Like,
yeah, it's a huge chunk of my life. Like, I think when I was cast, I was like 25. I think when I was cast, I started when I was 20. Yeah, something like that. But it's been like the bulk of my like adult life. I've been on this show, and now it's coming to an end. And I'm glad that we're ending when we are. I'm glad that we've had 5 incredible seasons, and we're ending on our own terms, which is so rare nowadays, especially in TV. But yeah, man, it's very emotional. It's gonna get weird. I don't think it's gonna quite hit me when it's actually over. I think I'm gonna be like back in LA at a grocery store and like with a shopping cart in hand, and like I'll hear a Billy Joel song and I'll just that's what I think is going to happen. But I don't know. I don't know until it hits me. So, but I'm grateful for every second of it. So yeah, it's bittersweet and weird, but yeah, it just kind of feels like I'm about to graduate high school or something. Like it's just very strange.
From the boys
cool.
to the man.
Yeah, exactly.
The Jack Quaid journey.
probably a dumb question before we get into video game stuff though. But Jack, is that The Boys is the like before and after pivot point, I assume, for you? Like where like everyone stops you for The Boys now?
Yeah. Oh, that's the like that changed my life. I've never had that before. I may not even have it again ever, but it was this thing of like seemingly overnight my life changed for the better when that show came out. And I couldn't be more grateful to Eric Kripke and everyone involved in this thing for, letting me have that opportunity. It's huge. But yeah, no, that's like people just shout Huey at me on the street. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
It's great. Just Huey. That's great.
How often does someone reference bongos with you from Oppenheimer? Is anyone shouting bongo guy? It's bongo guy.
No one's ever said bongo guy, but I feel like every time, like literally every time I do a version of this, like a podcast or something, someone's like Scott Aukerman from Comedy Bang Bang for like years just called me Bongo Man. That was it.
I love it.
And we have no. He called me Mr. Bongos. There's
perfect.
Perfect.
Some respect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe the bongo fans, they're just not out in the wild as much as I thought. The bongo players, I don't know. I want to communicate with them. So if you are a bongo player and you see me, talk to me about bongos. I would love that.
This is actually an interesting question. Behind obviously Huey, what is the second thing people stop you for all the time?
Oh God, Scream.
Oh,
Scream is
right. That's a great
you know,
one.
that's a pretty passionate fan base. Like I've had people recognize me at a cafe and they're like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my knife. And what that means is they have like a Scream, like a Ghostface knife that they want me to sign. But
Sure.
it's like a real knife that I'm signing.
One day this is gonna
And
be
I'm
real
like,
bad
oh,
for
okay.
you.
It's crazy that I hear that, like, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm getting my knife. And that is not a dangerous sentence to me. Is very funny. It's Scream and lately Novocaine and Companion have been up there as well.
Companion, what a flick.
Yeah, crazy, absolutely insane. Thank you for watching it, guys. I appreciate it.
Dude, we need a Novocaine sequel, man. That was the type of movie that took the premise to the nth degree, and you love it because by the end of it, you're like, I need more. I need to see how further they can take this.
I gotta watch
Dude,
it.
You do, Wes. It's good.
I got ideas. The directors have ideas. The writer has ideas. Like we would all love to do another one. I'll just shout it out right now. Watch it on Paramount Plus. Show that there's a demand. And who knows? Maybe some Hollywood magic can happen, and you can see me just get shredded to pieces yet again.
I will say, Jack, this is an important thing to get to before we talk about the games. Kind of Funny does have a level of power in the streaming services that has been unforeseen. Actually,
We knew about it. We knew our power.
A couple years ago, the Tomorrow War, Amazon Prime original starring Chris Pratt came out, and nobody watched it, but Greg and I did, and we loved it. We had a great time with this movie. And years later, like a couple weeks ago, we brought it up, and we're fighting for how good this movie is. And next on a podcast, and the next thing we know,
Trending.
it's trending. We're getting all these like screenshots of people sending it of just like
There's there's articles right now about how it was this huge flop, and now for some reason
streaming
it's doing
services. We're taking full credit for that.
We are.
Oh my God. Okay. I need that Kind of Funny bump.
Everybody go
I
to
need that bump.
Novocaine and make
That's
that
it.
happen.
That's it, everybody. Anyway, this is the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Each and every weekday, we get together to talk about the biggest reviews, previews, and topics in video games live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, please support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcast to get all of our shows ad-free and a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be part of this show, please YouTube Super Chat as we go. We're already getting a whole bunch of them. Exile Online says, hey, Jack, please let Greg know he sucks. Thanks. Mr. Hawk says, Quaido, you got any smints? Hashtag Quaid Army for life. I love it when fan bases kind of like overlap. Where you're just like, we all are the same weirdo with just different words coming out of our mouths.
Hey, man. Oh God, Greg, you suck, and I don't have any smints, unfortunately. Okay.
You didn't have to do it.
Brian Cake says,
nice.
hey, Jack,
You didn't
huge
have to.
fan. Are you going to play Death Stranding 2?
I plan to. I still, and this is like a big gaming sin, I have still never played Death Stranding 1, but it is downloaded on, I'm pointing to my TV right now. It is downloaded, and I will get to it so that, because I know Death Stranding 2 is coming out, I want to play the first one first.
Yeah. We'll get back to Death Stranding later because of the topic of this show. But a little housekeeping for you first. Mike and Roger, speaking of Death Stranding 2, we're getting right back to it. Mike and Roger are embarking on the biggest stream Kind of Funny has ever done. They'll attempt to play the entirety of Death Stranding 2 while Mike goes step for step with Sam Porter Bridges on an actual treadmill with a couple of surprises that might change everything. With your support, they're determined to make it past Kind of Funny Games Daily on Monday and, of course, order a lot of food. This starts tomorrow exclusively on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. So the stream tomorrow, Death Stranding 2, it starts, and the goal is having this not end until Tuesday. So they're
Can
gonna
you
keep
support
walking.
them, chat? Can you make it happen, chat?
They have so many fun things planned. The lab is a mess right now because we got a brand new treadmill and it is giant. I can't wait for y'all to see. This is about to be insanity. But that's not all that's happening this weekend. Sorry, Jack, go for it.
No, just step for step on a treadmill. That's nuts.
Well, Mike's the healthiest guy we got, so
yeah. He's a machine.
he needs
He
it.
is a machine. They did
Jack,
this.
you want to know this man's in and out order? It'll change your life. You don't want to know.
So that is not all that's happening this weekend.
Please just read it verbatim.
I'm going to read it verbatim,
Thank
Greg.
you.
I lost Kind of Funny Game Showdown Season 3, and the true champ, Greg Miller, is getting a parade Saturday in San Francisco. Come be part of it. 10 a.m. in front of the Ferry Building. We'll walk with signs about how terrible I am all the way to Square Pie Guys.
Can't wait. Championship parade, everybody. Embarcadero. We're walking it. It's going to be a great time. Wes is going to be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
I will be there too, unfortunately. But it is Pokemon Go Fest, so I have
didn't
to be
know.
there. Greg decided to throw
know.
his parade to talk shit about me during my day.
Unfortunate.
At my place.
That sucks. It's real close to your birthday, too.
It is. It is.
Oh,
I've been working for
man.
years to hit level 50, the top level in Pokemon Go, and I'm finally going to achieve that this Saturday, live in front of your parade.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks, man.
Well, everyone,
It
come out if you want.
It would suck if everybody circled up around you and booed you while you did it.
10 a.m. in front of the Ferry Building in San Francisco. Be there or be square.
And if you can't make it, Greg is going to be discording into the Death Stranding stream.
taking
and
over
we're
the Death Stranding stream.
Yeah, and we'll
Yeah.
make some signs and we'll support Greg and his.
I appreciate that, Roger. Thank you. Roger, I didn't tell you, I'm supporting you as well.
Oh,
I have a surprise for you, Roger.
okay.
We're an 11-person business all about live talk shows and Greg terrifying people. Games Daily aired our grievances with Mario Kart World. After this is going to be Superman 3 in review. Can't wait to talk about this classic. Remember, there's no stream because we're getting ready for the Marathon Death Stranding stream tomorrow. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Greg Way is all about Greg's best interview ever. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney Twining. Today we're brought to you by Cash App and Mood, but we'll tell you about that later. We got to get to the topic of the show. The topic of the show is Jack Quaid's video game photography obsession. Jack, you Instagram posted recently, quote, he got really into virtual photography and no one ever saw him again, along with a ton of photos from a bunch of different video games.
Yeah, Raj, can we get that up? I put the link into the direct message with Control earlier.
You did not.
I believe I gave Greg an entire iPhoto
Don't even,
album.
no, that's the thing. Is like you put up a bunch of photos here, and as one of Jack Quaid's best friends, ask Danny Jollis, he'll agree.
Of course.
I see Jack putting up video game photo stuff all the time, and I'm always like, oh, that's cool, that's quaint for Quaid. There's something there. We'll work on a shirt.
Well,
I don't know how big of a deal it is. I don't know what this is. And then he put up this Instagram post, and there's several games in there that I've seen him, dabble in, put things up before. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And so I hit him up like, hey, would you want to do a show talking about photo mode? And I'm like, I like photo modes. It'd be cool to talk with you about it. And he said, yeah, sure. And then I'm like, all right, send me a whole bunch of your photos. The man sent more than 350 photos. And they all look like works of art. I don't know what art gallery in LA needs to be told, but this is an event. You could totally do a Jack Quaid exhibition of his photo mode stuff here.
So I sent you that album, and then I re-looked through it, and I realized that there is, it might go up there at some point, but there is one mistake in there that's not supposed to be there, and it's just literally a screenshot that I guess the PlayStation automatically takes when I definitely took a photo of it because I think I won my first Fortnite match.
Yep, it's a victory royale. I saw it. Again, there's 350 photos. We'll get to it. I'm scrolling right now, but when I was paging through, I was like, do I want to organize this some way? How are we going to do this? I'm like, there's so many. They're all great. All the photos are great. There's really just clicking through. But then I was like, wait, why is there just a victory royale screenshot from Fortnite?
That's so good. It's so I love it because even that Instagram post, it's so varied in terms of games. Just jumping into it, you think, oh, it's going to be a bunch of Uncharted 4 pics because Uncharted 4 is very pretty. And he was like, no, there's 20 different games. There's a little Sifu action going on. Was that Resident Evil, I think, somewhere? But so what is your kind of methodology? Are you always, anytime you're playing a game, if you see something pretty, you're like, I got to take a shot? Or are you going out and trying to seek the shots out?
Oh man, I think it really all started with Spider-Man is a great photo mode. Yeah, that one I think is Returnal. But no, it really all started with Red Dead Redemption 2. I started it was during COVID. It was so I was in Toronto and I was shooting season 3 of The Boys, and it was snowing outside and there was this virus sweeping all the nations. And so I couldn't leave. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go to this virtual sandbox of the Old West of Red Dead Redemption 2. And I'm replaying it. I'd played it once. And then I don't know. I think one day clicked on the photo mode just to see what was up. And then I just really got into it from there. Oh yeah, here's a bunch of Red Dead photos. And it's a really good photo mode in Red Dead Redemption 2. There are some games with not a great photo mode where you can't really quite, some games, the camera can only go around the player character. Yeah. Some you can't I love a free camera. I love focusing on our lead character, but also random NPCs or side characters.
So while we're here, I want to stop and say to you, as people marvel at these, as I see the chats popping off from Hero of Time 73, God damn it, Jack, why are you so talented? For you, what makes a good photo mode? What is Jack Quaid, this auteur? look at this fucking shot. What are you looking for as you go through and do this?
God, I think it's just I like a photo that tells some form of story. Like I think I'm going for. Hopefully, it looks like it's a still frame of a movie. Because I'm obsessed with movies and I'm obsessed with video games. And I think this is my way of kind of doing both. And I think from Red Dead Redemption 2, I don't know, it taught me, I don't know a ton about photography. Like I'll say, like this is kind of me just in the virtual world doing it, but it kind of taught me about like lenses and, you know, I really do. Actually, I'm glad that you froze on this photo here because I do like doing this kind of wide lens, but then pushing in close to something so that it almost has that like reaching out towards you effect. I really do like that. And I think from Red Dead Redemption, I started taking photos of like the cast of The Boys that season, and I got really into photography. And it's like, because I was looking around me and I was like, I'm basically in a video game right now. And here's my photo mode. So let's just do it. No, I really just enjoy taking pictures. And it just kind of from video games, kind of, I got this new hobby out of it. And Ratchet and Clank. Insomniac's got some great photo mode stuff. I really got into, I think after Red Dead, I got into like the Ghost of Tsushima photo mode is probably, it's up there. It might be just as good, maybe a little better as a photo mode than Red Dead. The Spider-Man ones as well are just insane because look at that. You can just do so much aerial insane shit and just like, I like when it looks like, oh, that could be a still from like a superhero movie. Like, I love that.
Matt Exposure in the chat says, has Jack played Lush Foil? It's a virtual photography simulator and it's really cool. This is a game that we talked about a couple months ago, but have you not heard about this?
No, never even heard about it.
I just sent to KF. Okay. Madeline and I are on the same wavelength. Yeah. I just sent to KF Control the Lush Foil.
Because this game, the whole point of it is a photography simulator, and it is the most gorgeous video game.
Yeah, look at it right now,
seen.
Jack, if you're sharing your screen.
You guys got it.
Yeah, we got it for you.
Oh
don't worry.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so it's all these different things, but you go in with an, like, quote unquote, an actual camera, obviously. You're playing a game, but it's all the stuff of a real camera. So you learn about ISO, this, that, all these, how to use this and go through.
Download this immediately. This is great. Oh my God, are you kidding?
I didn't realize this is out.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This came out April 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Is it on PlayStation?
Sure
5?
is. Jack, don't worry. Okay. I know somebody. I've already requested you a code. You're fine.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, cool stuff. So, all right. So you're getting all this stuff. How long do you take with a picture? Like, when you have it, you're like, I know what I want to do this. How much are you playing with the filters and everything?
So I'll just say this, that replay I was doing of Red Dead, I didn't beat it again. I've only beaten the game once because all I was doing at a certain point was just photo mode. I would try to get to the next area of the story so that I could take pictures and, I mean, I could like ride to is it Saint Denis? What's the,
Saint Denis.
City. Yeah, I could like ride to Saint Denis and take photos there, but I was like, ooh, but then like, Dutch looks a little different at this point in the game. So like maybe I can get some good solid shots of Dutch. Sometimes I get distracted by like, I just want to take photos of like an NPC and it kind of seems like I'm just taking street photography. And typically when I play a game, I like look at the atmosphere that the game's creating and they're so good now, like if there's a storm, especially, I'm like really excited. Like if I'm playing Spider-Man and it's like a snowstorm or there's a thunderstorm in the distance, I'm like, fuck, I got to line it up exactly when the lightning strikes and I'll get something cool. There's one that's not even in this album, Greg, but there's this one I took, I was replaying God of War Ragnarok. And I have this one of Kratos with like a lightning bolt in the back that I'm very proud of. But yeah, I love like the environment. I think that's why I like Tsushima so much is because you can, the nature and like the wind, you can turn it off and on basically. Yeah. And you can change the different nature systems, the weather systems on a menu. And it's just so, it's so customizable and you can do whatever. I love that one because it's all out of focus, but I'm killing a bear.
That's amazing. No, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So you're talking a lot about replaying a lot of these games. Like, obviously, you are one of the busiest people I know. You're in every movie imaginable, every show imaginable. Is this just kind of the life of an actor? There's a lot of downtime, and you're replaying these games and able to do this photo mode stuff. Like, is this like a second full-time job for you?
I mean, at this stage, yeah. It's when you have downtime.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
One of the things about being an actor is you're often, at least the way it is now, like I'm often shooting out of LA. Like I live in LA, but like I also don't, like because I live most of the time in like Toronto, and Toronto's great, but I do have, I'm not shooting every day, and there are these long days that pass by where, like, I don't know, I'm not really doing much. Like I'll go for a jog, and then I play games to pass the time, and I love games. So yeah, it kind of just all works out. But it's kind of a cool way of, I don't know. It's fun to do a thing that I love, but also find some form of like, yeah, there we go.
You had to get him.
So good.
Shirtless Spider-Man, shirtless Miles Morales.
Yeah. I took photos of you guys.
Oh no, we're just their photographers. We're not them.
Okay. Yes, of course. But no, it's a fun way to like have a bit of artistic expression. It's cool to use a world that someone else created and then find a kind of angle on it that's your own, or at least feels like your own. Like that's a fun sandbox to play in. And yeah, no, I think it's just cool. And then I realized there's this whole community of like virtual photography, and people love doing this. And I've seen some stuff on Instagram that I have not taken, and just I love what people can do. There are some people that really focus on like the close-up details of a character, of like Spider-Man, for example. It's like the definition of like the mask and everything, and like the lighting's really cool, and those are awesome. Oh, that's some random guy in Santony. I like that one. But there are other guys that like to focus on like giant wide shots as well. I don't know. I think I'm somewhere in between. I think if something strikes me, I just kind of go for it. Also, there's a lot with like character animations. That Ratchet one reminded me of, like, I love that move he does where he jumps up and uses the wrench to go down. I'm like, okay, I got to get that pose, because you're looking at these character animations constantly while you play the game, and you're like, oh, that could be cool for a shot. I kind of look at it from that perspective as well.
So then coming into this, then we talked about Red Dead replaying just for photos, kind of. But you're talking about watching animations and seeing this thing. Are you finding it's changed the way you play games to where are you even playing the game anymore for the game part of it, or are you just playing it for the photography part of it?
I'll say this. So I just started, I got Doom, the Dark Ages when that came out, and I never played any of the modern Dooms. And then I loved Dark Ages, so I went back to play 2016. And then yesterday I beat Eternal. Thank God that game does not have a photo mode. Like, thank Christ. It was like, I was so relieved when I realized they didn't have.
Is it ever
I just wouldn't beat the game.
Is it
I'd
ever the
still be
opposite
on
thing?
Dark Ages.
Where like, do you ever get disappointed picking up a game and like seeing it doesn't have a photo mode and going, oh well, shit, I'm gonna spend a lot less time in this thing?
Sometimes it has the opposite effect, yeah, especially if it's like gorgeous. I'm like, oh, damn, I wish I could take photos. Or I think the biggest thing that makes me a little upset is when the game is so gorgeous and yet the photo mode is a little like, like certain, I don't know, there's certain like places you can't really go, or it only has a certain amount of filters or focus control or something. Like I always get a little like, but it's so good and so visually striking. Why wouldn't you have a bunch of, I mean, sure, make the game first. It's not about me. Make sure the game is good and playable and fun. But there are times where I'm like, oh, I wish, like, I'm trying to think of like.
A lot of people in our chat are saying Expedition 33 is like the one for them that would need a photo mode.
I feel like, oh, it doesn't have a photo mode.
No.
Okay, I haven't played that game yet, but a lot of the comments Instagram post you referenced were like Expedition 33, so I assumed it did have a photo.
And if we may, Roger,
Maybe
can you
so.
throw that post back up real quick? Because I would like to call out one of the commenters. You know, there's a lot of uneducated video game fans who
Oh,
don't know
God.
what has or doesn't have a photo mode. It's the one right there in the center. Yeah.
Yeah, right there,
Top
please.
of it right there. Someone named The Ben Star says Expedition 33 photos when. It's just hilarious that this idiot doesn't
I
know
assume-
the game he's in. The game he is. He's in it. Doesn't have a photo mode. Ben Star,
Oh,
get
he's
out of
in
here.
it. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's Ben's a good friend of ours, one of the leads of
Oh my
the
god.
the game. But
I wish the game had a photo mode. I think it probably will at some point. Like that
yeah, the
game,
next
so-
update, I imagine that'll be
And-
on.
They know.
Yeah,
like,
they
gotta
definitely
know.
they know. Yeah, which by the way, if you haven't heard of Expedition 33, put it on your list. It is utterly spectacular. My game of the year so far for sure. Story is incredible. Performances are incredible. Are you into turn-based RPGs?
So that's my thing is like typically no, but my friend Dylan, who's into like, and you know, I've known him since middle school and he's into so many games and he streams and he's amazing, but he's like, dude, I know you don't like turn-based, but this game is 1,000% my shit and it's going to be your shit. It's so good. So I'll give it a shot. Cause I know it's not, I think from your review, like it's turn-based, but it's not slow or
Yes.
plotting.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that encourages me, and I think I'll go for it because I never thought I'd be into like, I don't know, stuff like Cuphead or like Hades or I don't know, any of the Dark Souls stuff, but I got into it. So you know, yeah.
There's a
I'll
smart
give it
man
shot.
we work with named Blessing Adeoye who says even if it's not his genre, if it's a banger, he's going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
And he's been surprised how
Yeah.
many times it has actually worked out for him.
I mean, that's another one on the list when you talk about the Dark Souls stuff. Like Elden Ring is another game that I believe as of now still doesn't have a photo mode, and like that's
Which is a crime.
yeah, that's a crime.
That's the one recently where I was playing it and I was like, oh, like it was one of those things where I'm like, ah, damn, but also simultaneously, thank God, because I would
Yeah.
never
Oh,
stop.
yeah.
I would never. Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry. Is this Ben Starr?
Jesus
This
Christ.
is Ben Star, yes.
Hey, it's Greg Miller. You're live on the Kind of Funny Gamescast. I'm great, especially great. You remember when you made a horse's ass out of yourself in front of Jack Quaid when you said on his Instagram post, "Hey, why take some expedition? You don't even have a photo mode in Expedition 33."
I'm such an idiot. I can't believe it.
Do you want to apologize to him right now because he's on the show
Hey,
laughing
Ben, how
at
are
you?
you, man?
Is he on the show right now?
Yeah.
Hey, Ben.
Hi, Jack. How are you? I would like to explain myself. It is possible to take pretty pictures in that game, and I just thought it might be nice just to notice me a little bit. So, if
Oh,
you could
buddy.
take those little pretty pictures, yeah. I have kind of quite low self-esteem, and so I look for it in the validation of
Why?
others.
It's
So
cool.
No, I really would like. I would like to be noticed. So if that's possible, that would be
I
nice.
mean, wear a shirt with a deeper V then. How about that, Ben? A deeper V shirt.
Your game.
How about?
I've heard
how
nothing but
about
great
next time I
things. I
come on
can't wait
Kind
to
of Funny,
play
I'll
it.
be completely naked. How about that?
I've already
So
announced
will
on
I.
Gregway. Okay, everybody calm down. All right, it's getting too hot in here.
I'm gonna lube up. I'm lubing up. I'm coming on Kind of Funny Games Daily, completely ready.
Nice.
Whoa.
That's next week,
Fantastic.
everybody. Spoiler alert, Ben Starr.
Yes. Anyway, thank you for calling me. I'm so sorry, but if you would like to play the critically acclaimed Expedition 33, feel free. It's absolutely banger.
Yeah,
okay?
we were telling about it. We were telling about how good it is. Can we get him a PlayStation
No,
5
it's-
code?
Yeah. I can do that for you right now.
Okay, thank you so much.
It's the next thing on my list. Thank you, sir. I can't wait to play it.
You're great, by the way.
You're great.
We have
I
fun.
love
my
it so
You know what I
much.
mean?
Yeah, I guess. Sorry. We can announce now. Ben Starr will be joining us here in studio.
Yeah.
Next Monday on my birthday. Exciting times. Games Daily, Gamescast.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm choking now.
It's okay.
There's something.
Well, you cough. Well, I should probably tell you, of course, we couldn't call Ben Starr without your support, everybody. Of course, everything that keeps the lights and mics on here comes down to the Kind of Funny membership. If you like what we do here as an 11-person small business doing live talk shows all day long, usually about video games, oftentimes about Superman, pick up a membership over on patreon.com/kindoffunny, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, Apple or Spotify. Of course, you get all of our shows ad-free. You get your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, in a 15 to 20-minute podcast called Greg Way. And of course, you get good karma for supporting an independent business. But right now, you're not using your benefits, so here's a word from our sponsors.
This episode's brought to you by Cash App. We've all had those moments getting meals out with people that always end in some kind of awkward experience of having to figure out the least complicated way to just get it done. Or even after figuring it out, have you used an app and ended up having to wait days for your money to finally show up? What if we could solve all of that easily? Cash App is a completely different experience, fast, easy, and safe, and a great way to receive and transfer money to family and friends. It's incredibly easy to set up. You just enter your phone or email and some other basic information, no bank account needed, and then there's no waiting around for days. It's your money, you shouldn't have to wait. We love using Cash App because it's fast, it's safe, and it just makes life way less stressful. For a limited time only, new Cash App users can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, there's no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up. Use our exclusive referral code, Kinda Funny, in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. This episode is brought to you by Mood. Let me tell you about the online cannabis company that's revolutionizing how we deal with life's challenges. From sleepless nights to stress-filled days, Mood.com has created an entire line of functional gummies that target specific health concerns with 100% federally legal THC blends. They'll deliver them discreetly right to your doorstep, and you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code Kinda Funny. I've been having a great time trying out all their different gummies, and I'm loving how each one feels. Their sleepy time gummies will knock you out in about 15 minutes flat. No hangovers, no grogginess, and their Epic Euphoria gummies are perfect for those days when nothing's going right. And best of all, not only does Mood stand behind everything with an industry-leading 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code Kinda Funny. So head to Mood.com, browse their amazing selection of functional gummies, and find the perfect gummy for whatever you are dealing with. And remember to use promo code Kinda Funny at checkout to save 20% on your first order. And we're back. Jack, during the break, you said you wanted to say something.
Oh no, it's just a slight gripe I have with the PS app where I was trying to send you guys even more photos from like more recent sessions I've had with like God of War Ragnarok, but it only saves your captures. Like, what's the limit? 14
I think it's 14 days. They
Yeah.
switched it off a while ago where they changed it over.
Let me have it. This is my life, PlayStation. But no, it's fine. I mean, you have what, 300 photos in an album?
We got enough for you, Jack. But most importantly, we do have your victory royale. There it is.
Cool,
Look at that.
cool. Yeah,
now,
look at me.
shout out for rocking the Isaac Clarke Dead Space skin. All right, now that's a
That's how I
gamer.
fucking roll. Come on.
That is
Come
awesome.
on, y'all.
Was this your
I love-
first
yeah.
victory royale ever? Is that what's happening here?
I think it was like my first as like just a solo guy. I don't play a ton of Fortnite because I think it was the first time as a gamer where I was like, oh, my little brother is better at this than me. And I'm like, I just can't. Now they have it where you don't need to build. But I remember he was like, he could just build things immediately. And I was like, oh no, it's my first time feeling old as a gamer. So I'm like, okay. But it's fun. It's fun. I was more of like an Apex Legends guy though.
Oh, yeah.
When it
Oh,
came
yeah,
to
you
like,
were a man of
Battle
taste.
Royale.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Bless, did you ever get into photo mode for any games?
I mean, Ghost of Tsushima. If you go back to 2020 when that game came out and look at my Twitter account, it's just filled with photos from Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, and Shadow of the Colossus, the
remake.
recent one, the remake.
Ooh,
Yeah, that
boy.
one.
Oh, that has a photo mode?
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think those were the two games for me. But then also like I think I kind of weeded off of it because it did dominate so much of my time in Ghost of Tsushima where like that just became the experience for me. And I think certain games not having it also helped. Like if Elden Ring had a photo mode, I'd be all over that shit. It was also for me that was one of those things where I was taking photos without the photo mode.
Yeah. We would not be present.
Yeah.
Greg, what about you?
Yeah, but it's that thing where I feel like when I talk about my photo mode stuff, like I think it kind of funny. Like anybody correct me if I'm wrong. I might be the biggest photo mode person for games or photo modes that really connect with me. But then I look at what Jack's putting up. I'm like, damn, he's making art. Like I sent on the doc, I have a bunch of my stuff from Instagram and old stuff from Twitter. But like, do you have it there, Raj?
No, I do not. Not yet.
Do you have the doc?
Open it up now. Sorry.
Thank you. When you go down there, I think Dragon Age of the Veilguard was my last game obsession with a photo mode, and I thought I did some good work there. I thought I put in some good work. I put up on Instagram. Before then, it's been stuff like Odyssey, I think was my first one ever that I was obsessed
Mario?
with. No, Assassin's
Oh.
Creed. Sorry.
The Mario Odyssey one was good too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is it's got to be such a specific game. And so with Veilguard, as we're looking through here on my Instagram, right? Like, first off, I thought
These are nice.
I'm no Jack Quaid, though. You know what I mean? I'm no Jack Quaid. I thought they
That's
were.
good.
I thought they were
Those were
beautiful.
good.
Oh, if,
That was
Jack,
good.
yeah,
I like
okay,
the
Jack, you just
silhouette.
critique my work. Critique my work.
It was good. I like the skull. I like that tells a story. This is good. Yeah, I like the skulls, the silhouette. That's gorgeous. This is a gorgeous game as well.
Yes.
Oh, that's good, man.
Someone say criminally
I
underplayed.
like that
and
one. I like the
underrated.
grove. I like the fire in the foreground. I like the character. Is that during combat?
Yeah, exactly.
That one's great. The colors are
Here's
great in this
my.
one.
Can we go back, Roger, to the one in combat where my rook is in the air? There, right here. This is one of my gripes with photo modes. Is that for the games that have these amazing animations and really great looking combat, I wish in a photo mode I could rewind time. So like this isn't. I don't think this is the shot I wanted of my rook, but it's the shot I got. I start the animation, I hit pause, I'm like I'm there, and so it's like I did this to more summarize what I was doing and I thought worked. But I would appreciate it to be if I could rewind time forward and backwards, get to really where I want to be, and then you can keep going. So Jack can keep.
I'm nodding
complimenting.
so hard right now, dude, because that's my. If you notice, most of my photo mode shots are not in combat,
Yeah.
and I wish a lot of them could be because that's obviously like the most dramatic thing, whatever. But yeah, I wish I could like kind of the way when I'm taking photos with my iPhone, if you take a live photo,
Yep.
you can get like the exact frame you want. I wish there was a bit of that.
Yeah. And so like I feel like I have the most from in my world, I would think, Dragon Age and then Odyssey. And again, like I did a very cursory Google search. It's so hard trying to find my old Instagram stuff, find even old Twitter stuff. If you want to throw up some of the Odyssey stuff I was able to come up with, the one shot I think of my Starfield stuff. But I think,
Ooh,
come on now,
that's good.
Odyssey, another
That's
beautiful
very
game,
good.
right?
Yes.
I think the common thing you're looking at with these three games, if we're talking about Dragon Age, Odyssey, and Starfield, is the amount of time I spent in these games. Dragon Age, remember,
Yeah.
I did the journal with while I did it. I was doing an exercise. So I was taking that at a slower clip. Odyssey, I put some insane amount of hours into over years with, right? And then Starfield, obviously, same thing, where it's like I'm just so involved in these games that I feel like I can stop and do that thing and take it. I'm excited right now. I'm announcing more things, everybody. That we've already reviewed Death Stranding. Obviously, the boys are freaking it this weekend. Week after 4th of July, right? So not next week, the week after, we're going to do a Starfield or spoiler cast for Death Stranding 2, right? My plan right now is to keep on playing Expedition 33, right? Review that next week on the shows. Maybe a so far, but I'm hoping to be done with it. Then switch back to Death Stranding just to play all the side stuff, not all of it, but a lot of it. And now that I'm to Death Stranding without an embargo on top of me for reviewing it, really get in deep with their photo mode. Because their photo mode is one that, Jack, you're going to adore because it's one of those that I look at and I'm like, oh, this is very complex. Where I went into it, I'm like, all right, cool. Frames and borders. Yeah, of course. And then it was like, which lighting do you want? And I went in and it's like, it's doing like the Insomniac, like you can have a ball of light right here or then back there. I'm like, okay, this is a different life that I don't have time when I'm reviewing the game to really get into.
I'll give Insomniac credit. The light, the ball of light or whatever. I haven't seen that in a lot of photo modes.
Yeah,
And
they go above and beyond with Insomniac.
that one's pretty damn good. I don't really care about the borders.
Yeah, no.
That's kind of a thing where I'm like, that's fun, but it's like, it doesn't really serve my purposes of like the photo. It just kind of feels like, oh, we're reminding everyone that this is in fact Spider-Man or whatever. Like, I don't really care about frames so much.
Yeah, and
But
I would love to see the data on photo modes as somebody who enjoys a good photo mode, isn't obsessed like Jack. And I don't mean it because I wonder how many people, if you're into photo mode, I would assume you're more like Jack or a little bit like me in terms of like, I want a beautiful shot and I'm playing with saturations and colors and black and white, this, that, the other. How many people are going in like in Spider-Man using the Daily Bugle overlay or whatever to put on side? And like, it's all the stuff that I think takes away from those shots. And I could see someone doing it once or twice to get the trophy or the achievement to toy around with it, but then really using it, I don't. And we've seen so many people in chat talking about how they don't use photo mode, and this is an interesting conversation. I wonder what the balance is.
I went back and I tried to find some of the photo mode shots that I've taken and posted on Twitter, and
Yeah.
then like for me, it triggered the thing that I realized that I do a lot, which is I take a lot of verticals. I don't think I did for as much for Shadow Colossus except for this last pick here.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
But
this one is insane. That's you, Blesser?
yeah, that's me. So that's the thing I love to do.
Great.
Even in Mario Kart Audit or Mario Kart World, I've done the same thing where I'm always taking photos to try and create phone backgrounds. And so if you turn the screen all the way to the side and screenshot it and then send it to your phone, this is the same thing I'm doing in Ghost of Tsushima,
That's
where I'm
awesome,
doing like a
Wes.
lot of
That's
different verticals. For a while, I was just rotating my phone background as different photo mode shots that I was taking.
Wait, I like that you're going in with this aspect ratio. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Like a lot of mine are like wide, but I like that. Yeah, it's almost like part of you is going back to whatever the era in Japan that Tsushima takes place in.
Oh yeah,
it's almost like you're going back there with an iPhone. It's like a really
exactly.
cool,
Yeah,
that's
Dude,
awesome.
also these would be amazing phone backgrounds.
yeah. That was the whole
Like,
point.
yeah,
I was just going. I was just playing
solid
Ghost of
with that.
Tsushima. My whole point with the photo mode was just to make a bunch of different
So
phone
sick.
backgrounds.
Yeah,
Really
it's
good.
funny because I often only accidentally go into photo mode. You know what I mean? I'm in a crazy combat encounter. I'm like fumbling with the controller, and all of a sudden the photo mode pops up. I'm like, oh shit, it's this thing again. Like the only times I've ever really played with it have been a little bit in Odyssey and like even back in Smash Brothers Melee, which it wasn't a photo mode, but like when you hit pause, you can like control the camera and like I think there was a screenshot mode in Brawl and stuff. Like I would have some fun with that, but otherwise, like I'm not really doing that. I like screenshots of things, of just like moments or like memories of stuff more similar to the Victory Royale stuff, but there's more talented, smarter people than me, so I'll just watch Blessing and Jack's Instagram
Well,
pages.
there was that direct recently that I saw you guys do your reaction to it of Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I have to say I was like, I never expect, just because it's Nintendo and it's not usually the point, but the photo mode looks pretty damn good for Bonanza. I'm actually like, okay, I don't have a Switch 2 yet, but I don't know. The game has to be good first. I would never buy a game for the photo mode. I think that's where my obsession, there's the line. And I think that that's a pretty reasonable one.
Yeah, that is true for sure.
Have you ever
Maybe
done?
except for whatever that game is that you showed me. I was writing it down.
Lush Foil.
Lush Foil.
Lush Foil. Okay, that one. I mean, that's the point. But yeah. Look at this. This is actually like pretty for Nintendo. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mario
yeah, no,
Odyssey
they do
had
a
a
nice
very
job, I think.
similar
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fun
like
stuff.
that.
Do you
This is all, this is
do you
great.
ever do the thing where a game doesn't have a photo mode and you try to take screenshots anyway to like make it cool? Because that goes back to me with Elden Ring.
all the time? I tried to do that with. I think they had a photo mode actually, but it wasn't too in depth, which disappointed me a bit. But with Astrobot, they have kind of a sort of photo mode.
Dude,
and
nothing's. If you're gonna do a photo mode, do a fucking photo mode. The photo modes that are the most half-assed, like, cool, it's a photo mode. It's got the borders. You can't. I've had them where you can't even spin it. I'm like, this is just an enhanced share button. This sucks. Don't do this.
That's what I'm saying. This is it. Like, yeah, commit to the photo mode or don't have it. But I have done that thing, Blessing, where I'm just like positioning the camera during gameplay and hitting that like screenshot button and being like, all right, this is
This is
fine.
good
Like,
enough.
I'll
The
try to
UI
make
still
my
there.
own photo mode. Sorry, what?
Like just this is good enough, even though the UI is still there.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like the menu, I can see the menu. I can see all the stuff. I can see my health bar. But yeah, I will attempt to do that if I like a game enough.
Do you have a top 3 photo modes if you had to rank?
Oh God. Well, definitely Red Dead, Tsushima, and Spider-Man, just because oh man, Last of Us Part 1 remastered had a great one, and also God of War Ragnarok, great one. I think I still have to go with the first 3 that I said though for like top in terms of like the photo mode themselves, like regardless of the game's quality, like the photo modes, I have to say. Oh God, to rank those 3, lighting alone, maybe Spider-Man's number 1
Wow.
because of the lighting choices. But I'm wondering if maybe Red Dead and Ghost of Tsushima had the lighting choices, but I just never used them, or like maybe I just didn't mess around with that part of it then. Okay, for now, I'll say Spider-Man, Tsushima, Red Dead, just in terms of Tsushima takes it 1 degree over Red Dead because of the weather that you can control. But Red Dead was my first photo mode love. So there we go.
We have a bunch of super chats riding in with questions for Jack and us as well. Matt Irby says, photo modes become a standard in high-fidelity AAA games. Would you be excited if games started developing a good clip mode to edit videos? I feel like there's been a lot of attempts at that over the years.
Let me tell you about Sifu. Sifu had a really good one.
really good one.
Yeah.
There's the theater mode back in like Halo 3 even that like people took
Yeah.
really seriously. But yeah, Sifu, actually, that was a great one because like
I remember messing around with it, and like I went through one of the challenge levels and went back and just cut all the angles to try and turn it into a kung fu movie, and
wow.
like it felt cool. Like I can see if I can find it, but yeah, the Sifu one was pretty good.
Wait, so what did Sifu? Because I love Sifu, and I messed around with their photo mode a little bit.
Cool.
They had a mode where you could basically like replay the fight you just had,
Like
and then pick.
exactly. I think you would replay the fight, or like you would I think maybe start the clip and then end the clip at a certain sequence, and then they had a video editing mode where you can like go back and
kind of like free cam
and change all the angles and do cool stuff with it.
I would love that. That to me, that's like the next logical step in a way. Like that'd be maybe that'll, create a real life love of like directing or something. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I would be definitely interested in something like that.
Greg, what's the blue name there? I can't see it.
Pixelated Soul.
Says Halo 3 lets you replay entire online matches. You could move the camera anywhere on the map through the entire map. Why has that not become a standard thing? That's how a lot of Red versus Blue, like the majority of the show was created even, was like just being able to like free cam and stuff with just Halo Online matches, which is so cool. And that was like 2007.
It's crazy that we had that back then.
I love the idea that when Jack is all done being an actor, he's just a photographer. And it all started here. It's like Randy Johnson, who was a very famous MLB pitcher, who's now just a professional photo guy on the sidelines.
Roger,
I try to. Well, Jeff Bridges has this incredible book that he released of just shots that he took on all of his movies, and it's out there. It's so good. I think someone gave it to me for Christmas one year, but you look through it and he takes it on this insane camera that's like the image he gets is super long and wide, but it's like shots of Downey Jr. on Iron Man and like Big Lebowski. It's like every movie he's been in, he's taken some photos on it, and it's so cool because that's his photo mode, baby. I love that. So I've tried to do that with any project I've been on. I've tried to like take photos while I'm kind of in the world of the show or the movie or whatever. I couldn't do it on Oppenheimer because Nolan does not allow photos or phones, period, on his set. So I was bummed because that's the ultimate photo mode.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God. But also I didn't necessarily want to be going up to Cillian Murphy being like, can you? So yeah.
I was playing Spider-Man and it made me want to take photos.
I mean, speaking of that,
I was playing Spider-Man, Cillian.
what do your like coworkers, co-stars, whatever you call them, feel about this? Like, are they aware of this obsession, and do people judge you? Do they support it? Is there somewhere in the middle?
They like it. That's the thing, is that I kind of started doing it with this cast, and I think they've like seen the photos and they're like, we like these photos. We trust you now. But yeah, I like to try to get people when they're not posing, when it's kind of candid and when they're like in the middle of something. And sometimes it comes out to someone being kind of making what I like to call an in-between face, where they're like kind of half blinking or coming out of a blink or whatever. But sometimes, and this is why I like live photos, because you can tweak it to where people are slightly more focused, I guess. I really like just catching a moment and telling a story and trying to get something that's not necessarily posed. Actually, I do have a separate Instagram account that's way smaller than mine, but it's called Photo by JQ.
What? What? How did I not know about this? Why didn't you tell me?
I linked to it on my account, but if you want to bring it up, I'm pretty sure
Photos by
there's
JQ.
commercial photography on that too. I haven't like posted on there in a while, but
That's awesome, dude.
I was kind of like, oh man, am I gonna have like an entire? Yeah. So these are like from there's some Spider-Man, there's some virtual photography, but then there's also just like other stuff I've done. Yeah.
So what are you shooting on?
That's an iPhone.
Are they all just iPhone, or have you dabbled with like quote unquote real cameras, or are you just straight up on iPhone?
Well, that's the thing about a real camera. I like the idea of it, but then I'm on a set and I have to bring this like large-ish thing. And I kind of like the idea of just like, I already have this phone, so I'll just use that. I love this one of Carl. If you go, it's like a black and white one. It's next to
In the middle there with the food.
Yeah, I like this
cool.
one a lot. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, it's like I'm playing the video game of The Boys.
Yeah.
and I get to like, oh, that'd be cool. And that's our camera operator, Adam. I love this. And then, I have Danny Jollis' wedding right next to that one.
You mean Danny Jollis from this week's
Awesome.
Kind of Funny podcast?
Look at him. Look at him go. There's Nick. But yeah, no, people's weddings are big for me because I'm just like, all right, here we go.
I got to bring the A game. That's awesome, Jack.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
super
there's
rad.
Laz from The Boys. There's Aaron. A lot of stuff. But
So do your coworkers have thoughts on your virtual photography?
Wait, hold on. Because that's my question. Is this virtual photography in the video games, is this just something you're sharing once in a while on Instagram? Or is it like your girlfriend comes over, you're like, look, honey, look at this. You show all these photos.
I do that. I'm just like, check this one out. She's like, yeah. She's like, that's a cool photo, but no, I think it's really like, I used to post them on Twitter because there used to be, I used to be on Twitter, and B, there used to be a thing where it could just go right from the PlayStation to, and the PlayStation would post it to your Twitter for you.
Yeah.
And I loved that. That's how I started with Red Dead. And I actually liked that a lot better because the photos were slightly more high def than the PS app. I think with the virtual photography, sometimes people like the cast members would see me posting them, and I've gotten reactions from like, those are pretty cool, to they should be paying you for this. I'm like, no, they shouldn't.
That's so funny.
But I think I'm kind of one of the only members of at least the Boys cast that plays a ton of video games. Like, it's me and Jesse who plays A-Train. We're like the people who play games on the show. Yeah.
That's right.
So Jesse gets it. Jesse understands.
Cameron says, delayed birthday tax because I wanted to ask if there are any games you want a photo mode for that don't already have it. I need one in Expedition 33. Happy birthday, Cameron. We talked about this a little bit, but are there any others that pop to your mind, Greg?
I would love if they added a photo to older games. Sorry, you weren't asking me.
Yeah, well, Mario 64. Let's go.
Dude, Mario 64
I'll talk about this. I'll talk about this later. Greg, you go ahead.
No, please. Go, because I got to think of something.
Okay, I was just replaying through like PlayStation Plus or whatever. Like, I was replaying like Jack 2. I'm like, that'd be fun. That'd be fun to have one in like, or a Crash Bandicoot, but I get to go wherever. Super Mario 64, is that what you just said, Tim?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. That'd be so good.
Yeah, I don't have old games make sense, right? But again, it'd be something. Where am I going to invest all that time in it? I think. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I took a lot of screenshots in The Division, but I can't remember if The Division had a photo mode or if that was me posing and doing the thing and trying to get it how I wanted. So like that, but even that's not a great answer because I can't remember either way. But it's like, yeah, it's more of the games that I'm going to be living in. I'd love more with that.
GTA San Andreas, I think, would be such a sick one for a photo mode. I think that one is like any open world game that has different types of environments where I'm doing a bunch of different things. I think that gives you a lot of opportunities to just frame really cool shots in.
Open world is definitely better.
David Tim says, hey, Jack, huge fan of your work. You have a great artistic eye for composition. Any interest in moving on to directing in the future?
Oh, man. I think primarily, thank you, sir. I think primarily I want to, like, if I'm doing anything in addition to acting, I'd love to be writing, but also, I don't know, photo mode. And now talking about it, like, this is really the longest amount of time I have talked about photo modes, like, ever. Like, I just kind of do it and post it, but I don't really talk about it often. And I'm realizing in this moment, like, yeah, maybe one day that'd be cool. I got very excited when, Blessing, you said that there was a video editor essentially for Sifu. I was like, okay, like, maybe one day that'd be really, really cool. It's making me more, I just know being a director is a lot of responsibility and it's a very tough job, and the people who do it well are so talented and cool. But yeah, maybe.
Here's
maybe
what I'm
I
still
will.
saying. This is what they're missing, a golden opportunity. I'm reaching out and I'm talking right now to you, Andrew Goldfarb from Sucker Punch. All right. You got Ghost of Yote coming up when?
October 16th.
October 16th. That's right. No, October 2nd.
Did you make that up?
October 2nd. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. October 2nd. Ghost of Yotei is coming up in October 2nd, says Cameron Kitty. I was right. Is coming up. Work with Jack Quaid. Either get him up there early just to play it and take photos, or do in LA like there's all these art galleries in LA. Do one that puts up all his stuff and it's a promotional event. I'm here. Goldfarb, I'm doing it for you, all right? I'm planning Brian Fleming at Sucker Punch, I'm planning the event for you. Have a hands-on preview event, launch party, whatever you want the industry side of it to be, and then it's at an art gallery with Jack Quaid's photos of Ghost one up. There you go. That's $1 million idea. Jack's there to sign stuff.
I mean, I'm in if this is at all a possibility. This is like the greatest thing I've ever heard of.
We're on it.
And they're like, I took these in a game.
CJ writes in saying, Jack, do you have any opinions on Viewfinder or Pokemon Snap?
Ooh. Well, if I'm actually being honest, Pokemon Snap back in the day was probably actually my first experience with virtual photography. It didn't necessarily give me the bug because I was just trying to play that game.
Did you ever go to Blockbuster and print out your pictures?
No. Oh yeah, that was an option. I never did that, but I remember. Wow, you just gave me like a full on.
It's crazy, right? Like people are buying those kiosks on eBay for like thousands of dollars, and like I don't know if you were probably a little too young for this.
Yeah.
Like when Pokemon Snap came out and Pokemon Stadium as well, there was obviously photo modes in Pokemon Snap. That's the whole game.
Yeah.
But there was a photo mode in Pokemon Stadium. I guess this is my photo mode story. Is I got so into taking pictures of my Blastoise and shit. Then you literally would take your N64 cartridge to a Blockbuster and plug it into a kiosk, and they would print out sticker versions of your pictures.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think I do remember taking photos of a Blastoise in Pokemon Stadium, but I don't think I ever knew about the feature where you can print it out. That's cool.
Crazy.
Can I give you a super chat that's not a super chat, but is right up our alley, and I'm surprised we didn't even think to mention it. Alex J. Sandoval BS'd me. That's blue skied me, Tim.
Right.
And says, hey, Game Over Gray, couldn't make this a super chat for some reason, but Jack Quaid and other video game photographers should check out photomode.io. It's made by Isaiah Smith, Janet's partner, a great place to share your pictures with others. And I totally spaced on this, of course. Isaiah, a friend of the show, has a site he's made where you can just go and upload your photo modes and check out other photo modes and search by game and do these things and da-da-da-da. Very cool. Photomode.io.
Hey, photomode.io, get ready for 300 more pictures.
Crash the server.
Nate Fletcher says, Jack.
Especially Victory Royale. That's going to be
Number one. The first one from Jack Quaid uploaded.
Nate says, Jack, will you be our champion for a Red Dead movie or TV series in the future?
I mean, of course. I feel like everyone is screaming for that, though, right? Like everyone, of course I'll be there, but I'm like, I feel like that Jack Black song that he made, the video game song, was just like basically a rallying cry for that. Like, yes, I would love that so much. But here's the thing, though, with that, I think it would have to be a TV show, because it's such a huge, sprawling story. But part of me is kind of like, I mean, the acting and everything, the story is so good in the game. Do we need... Like my favorite parts of The Last of Us show are when they kind of deviate from the plot that I know. So I would love to see something in that world. I like what Fallout's doing when they're like, here's the world you know, but we have our own characters within it. I love that too. But yeah, done. I'll be your champion for that. Sure.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That'd be incredible. I'm sure they'd come up. I feel like we've just recently started to crack the code of video game adaptation. So yeah, I think that'd be great.
Yeah, we got a couple back-to-back ones here in that vein. CJ Splitson says, what game, movie, or series would you love to star in? And Yang Pham says, Jack, if you could star as the main protagonist in a AAA game, what genre or game would you want to star in? So what would you be interested in being in an actual game? And is there any game that you'd want to play in the movie or TV adaptation?
Well, I can't believe you guys have forgotten my incredible lauded turn as Deerhile in Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor.
How could we?
How could you forget?
Outrageous.
That was my first experience doing that, and that was so cool to do. Because Last of Us had just come out, and I was playing it, and I was loving it, and I was like, oh my god, you can have real nuance and performance in games now. And then I show up to that audition for that game, and I'm working with Troy Baker for this audition, and then it's me in the that's how I know all those guys. That's Nolan was on that game, John DiMaggio was on that game, Laura Bailey, JB Blanc, all these incredible people were there on one day and I got to be in a mocap studio doing that, I'd kill to do that again. I would love to do that again. Yes, sign me up, 1,000%. What genre? Just something where it's like just something with a really good story. I think at this point, God, I love the stories Naughty Dog tells. I love the stories Sony Santa Monica tells. I love I love them all. Like, they're all just great. So if they'll have me, I'd love to be there. That'd be so cool. But in terms of like, yeah, go ahead.
Push for a Superman game. You're Superman, Jack. Let's get a My Adventures of Superman game.
That'd be amazing. I'd be so into that. 1,000% yes. No, I'm totally down. I would love. I think that our particular universe lends itself to. I mean, yeah, because it's kind of anime inspired, like, and Superman kind of powers up throughout the course of that series.
Yeah.
Very, I'm still pushing for. And this is what you have to watch Novocaine on Paramount Plus. I want a Novocaine roguelite.
Hell yeah.
Roguelike, where you are
Awesome.
like you have a run, you're going on a run, and you eventually, he can't feel pain, but eventually he can die. So it's like a run, you take it as far as you can go. But yeah, in terms of, there was another question there in terms of like a game. What was it? Like, what kind of adaptation?
Like, what is there a game character you'd want to play in the movie or TV adaptation of a game? And Anthony Adams says, "Hey Jack, watched Novocaine recently and I loved it. I can't be the only one that got major Max Payne vibes from you at certain points. Was that intentional?"
I don't think it was intentional, but I remember being there shooting in that like leather jacket and tank top on that day, and people have told me I look like Max Payne. But what's the actor? He's also the developer, right?
Sam Lake.
Sam Lake. People have told me I've looked like him for a very long time, and I remember being there on the day with that getup on, and they took a shot of me like someone was on set doing on-set photography, and they took a shot of me like aiming the gun at the lens, and I think there was a few, including our two directors, Dan and Bobby, who are like us, huge nerds. They were like, "This looks exactly like Max Payne."
Nailed it.
The whole thing.
God,
So like,
that's so
I totally get I totally get the comparison. I mean, that'd be, look, I'd play Max. That's literally the shot. Wow. That's insane. That'd be so cool. I'd be down. I'd be super down to do that. That'd be cool.
We'll let Sam know.
Yeah, I mean, also, he has the rights to that, so I'll slow my roll.
Zombie Keegan says, "Birthday tax, happy birthday, Zombie. Quaid Army reporting for duty." I love that the Quaid Army is just growing.
Quaid.
It is out there. Do you have any thoughts on the Quaid Army?
But you know what that means, right? That has nothing to do with me.
No, God, no, I don't know. Please explain.
Okay, this is another long walk, but Quaid Army is the name of the fan base of the Lonely Island and Seth Meyers podcast. Stay with me now.
We're with you.
So they did a sketch. They have a podcast right now, the Lonely Island, Andy, Yorma, Akiva, and Seth Meyers. They have a podcast where they recap and basically explain how they behind the scenes details of every digital short they ever made on SNL. I would highly recommend it. It's super fun. They call themselves Quaid Army because they did a live sketch on SNL a while ago where Andy plays Quado from Total Recall.
Yeah.
And a thing he says is, "Any of you Quaids got a smint?" That's like a thing he says in the sketch. And he calls everybody Quaids because Arnold Schwarzenegger is named Quaid in Total Recall. Anyway, so they started calling themselves Quaid Army. I then, they allow people to send in voice notes, and they asked me to send in one kind of explaining how I felt about that. And I'm just like, I love it. I think it's so fun that this has absolutely nothing to do with me or anyone I'm related to. But it's weird to hear my name constantly said to me, even though it has nothing to do. It's very, very strange. Now they'll just directly call me out on the podcasts. And so my friends, particularly Carl Urban, will call me Quado. And that's kind of become a nickname that has stuck with a bunch of my friends. So now Andy Samberg, during the middle of their podcast, out of nowhere, will just be like, he knows I'm listening in my apartment. So he just goes, "Quado, what you cooking?" Like it happens constantly. So sorry, that's a huge deviation.
I love
but
it.
That's what Quaid Army means.
No, that's amazing.
That is so
unrelated
good.
to me. Sort of.
I wondered about it because so many people were saying it when you were announced this, and it was like, I know Jack doesn't like stream. How is he getting a Quaid army off the ground? What's he doing?
Well, it's because he's freaking everywhere. Coley OCD super chats in saying, how is Jack Quaid on the front page of every streaming service, but also have this much time to go on photo mode? You really, I swear to God, there must have been a time that you are on the front page of every single major streaming service.
It was strange this year because I made like 4 movies, but it was over the stretch of like a year and some significant change. But then somehow they all came out within like 4 months of each other. So it just seems like all of a sudden I'm in everything. And I have something coming out on July 2nd. And I swear to God, that's the last thing until The Boys comes out. I swear to God.
What is it? Tell people about it.
Oh, yes. It's called Heads of State. It's I'm only in like this much of it, but it's a very fun movie. It's an action movie. This is the premise, and I love it because it reminds me of like, in the best way, a movie that I would watch as a teenager at a sleepover with my friends. John Cena plays the President of the United States. Idris Elba.
Hell yeah.
What?
Idris Elba plays the Prime Minister of the UK.
Oh, hell yeah.
And they're supposed to have this special relationship, but they actually kind of hate each other. And then they're both riding in Air Force One as kind of a sign of good faith. Then it gets shot out of the sky. They survive. And it's kind of like Lethal Weapon or like a buddy cop thing, but with the two of them.
That's
and
awesome.
it's very, very fun.
Holy shit.
Priyanka Chopra Jonas is also in it. She's amazing in it. And I show up for like one really fun sequence.
Oh my God. Look at your hair.
Yep. That's me. But yeah, it's a very, very fun movie. It's just one of those action movies that's like, it's just so unbelievably fun. And the guy that directed it, his name is Ilya Naishuller. He directed Nobody, which was one of my favorite action movies ever. And he crushed it. He's so good, such a talented guy. So go check it out. It's on Prime Video on July 2nd. It's going to be fun.
Did you get to meet John Cena?
Dude, I have full-on scenes with the two of them, with John
That's
Cena.
fucking incredible.
That's so
Holy
cool.
shit.
What are you talking about? It was the greatest moment of my life.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And like the character is supposed to be a huge fan of his, so it was like,
Easy.
I'm not acting. I'm supposed to be a huge fan. It's really cool.
And then the last super chat I'm going to get to today is Ben Starr just saying in all caps, notice me, Jack. You guys need to
I
become
love
best
you,
friends.
Ben. Not only do I notice you, but I love you, and I can't wait to play your game. I don't know why I'm shouting at the camera like he can't already hear me.
I love it, man.
When you're off, I have already sent you your code for Lush Foil, and Ben has sent me to send you Expedition. So you're all set.
I love
there.
it.
You're all set.
Dude, you're going to love Expedition, man. I
Greatest game
swear
of
to
my
God.
life. I'm saying that immediately. That's so okay. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Greg. That's so cool.
Well, thank you, Jack, for joining us today. Always a pleasure having you on the show. Of course, you are welcome anytime. Before we let you go, is there any other thing you want to pimp out here?
That's it. I swear to God. Thank you so much. It was so cool to actually talk about photo mode for like a long time. And I don't know, I'm going to probably take way too many photos now in there. Thanks for having me on, guys. This is so cool. You guys are the best.
No, honestly,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got me super excited for that because I was like, oh, next week with Death Stranding, I can do that. So I'm super stoked too.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for watching. The day is just beginning. We're about to do Superman 3 in review. And then after that, nothing, because we're prepping for the Death Stranding 2 stream. Everyone, prepare your bodies, minds, and souls for this weekend. The Death Stranding 2 marathon stream is about to be absolutely insane. Greg's parade, it's going to be something. Also, I could say, finally, definitively, my wedding video will debut on Monday, my birthday, June 30th, at noon. So that'll be a YouTube premiere for everybody to watch. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of stuff happening the next couple days. It's going to be a lot of fun. But
Remember
yeah,
when Jack big times you didn't come to your wedding?
no, well, I wonder why.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's too late. We're taking the codes back.
Congratulations, man.
no, thank you. Anyways, I love you all. Goodbye.